So you're a coach, you're a business owner, entrepreneur, and you're not marketing your business the way you know you need to be marketing it. You keep telling yourself this broken belief, I'm just not an outspoken person, right? This is what you're telling yourself. And as a result of that, you're not showing up, you're not marketing, and you're creating a thought loop because you're thinking that you're not an outspoken person. It's causing you to have feelings of anxiety. You're starting to procrastinate. You're starting to delay your progress. If someone reaches out to you, you're like freaking out because you're just like, I don't know what to say because I'm not an outspoken person. And so as a result of that, you don't speak out about your offers, and then you're not getting any sales. And it's just a continuous cycle that your business is caught in the middle of. And so I am actually in the middle of a series that I'm doing called Break This Belief. And I'm super excited to bring forth this belief, this broken belief of I'm just not an outspoken person. I actually was on a call with a new client recently, and this is her exact words to me. And so I was just like, you know what? Let me bring this broken belief here to these YouTube streets. But for those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Janel Ranée. I am a faith-based life and business mindset coach, and I help entrepreneurial moms, coaches to really grow their business. I help them to really make thousands from their thoughts, really, and get to the root of the subconscious blocks that are hindering their sales and their business growth. And so that is what I do inside of my coaching container under Faithology University. And I'm super excited to be before you tonight as I continue with this series, Break This Belief. And we're going to tackle this thought here. We're going to tackle this broken belief. I'm just not an outspoken person. We're going to do it with the root system that I created, Holy Spirit and I created. And we're going to actually go down and really get to the root of this broken belief here, because you're going to see like how this cycle of thoughts, right? So you have to understand that your subconscious mind, your subconscious beliefs, like literally control your automatic nervous system, right? And your automatic nervous system controls your parasympathetic and your sympathetic, right? And so if you are having these subconscious beliefs, these beliefs are what's going to actually block your body from showing up to be able to really grow your business to the capacity. You're not going to be able to hold the success that you truly want to see. Like God has already given you every blessing, right? According to his word in Ephesians 1:3, you already have every single blessing, but it's a matter of being able to manifest it from heaven to earth, right? God says, let his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. All your blessings are already there, but it's for you to bring it forth, right? Through prayer, but also through becoming the version of you that can actually hold it. And a part of doing that is really tackling these beliefs, these limiting beliefs that are holding you back, right? Because your beliefs, the Bible tells us, as a man thinking in his heart, so is he. So if you are thinking these thoughts, this is the same person that you're actually going to manifest. This is the results that you're going to see. And I often use this belief blueprint that I use with my clients. It's super powerful tool, because the fact of the matter is you have to show up to market your business. Your business is not going to market itself, right? So for you to have the belief that, oh yeah, I'm not an outspoken person, that belief is leading to feelings of anxiety. And then from that feeling of anxiety, you're just, like I shared earlier, you're procrastinating, you're, anxious when someone actually inquires, because now you have to actually speak about your offer. You are afraid to, you're shrinking, right? You're shrinking. And as a result of that, the fruition of it is you're not outspoken, right? So it's literally a thought loop. I just wanted to break it down so you can see the loop here that you're in. And so let's dive in. Let's get to the root of this thought. And so we're going to reveal the R in the root system is to reveal the root of the symptoms. So your symptoms are knowing that you have to create content for your business, but you're pushing it back. You're procrastinating. You're, folding laundry, doing laundry, running errands. You are scrolling, right? Scrolling on Instagram or scrolling for inspiration, but really that just leads to comparison. And the root of it, right? The root of this symptom, these symptoms that you're having, you're shrinking yourself back, you're doubting your voice, right? I'm just making sure I'm not forgetting anything because I wrote some stuff. Oh, you're second guessing your strategy, second guessing your offer, second guessing just your messaging overall as a result, right? So these are the symptoms. These are the symptoms that are coming up because of this broken belief. And so the roots, right? These are the symptoms, right? What we discussed. You're holding back your launches. You don't sell your offer. You're overthinking your messaging. You're second guessing. You're shrinking back. You're procrastinating with your content creation. The root of this is a root of fear. Oftentimes, 99.9%, I want to say 100% of the time, it's a root of fear, right? The enemy uses fear. Like that's why the Bible tells us so much throughout the Bible. It says, "Do not fear. Do not fear. Do not be afraid," because God knows like how much the enemy uses fear as a tactic to hold his daughters back, right? And so an acronym that the Lord has given me for fear, is it's a force earnestly applying resistance. So the resistance is like an invisible wall. It's like something that you can't physically see, but it's an invisible wall of resistance that fear is like pushing you back so that you don't step out into your divine destiny that God has for you. And so the root is typically fear. So oftentimes, like, so with my client, I can just share this with my client. Her fear was rooted from a fear of people's opinions and a fear of rejection. And this was from she said that she was bullied for using her voice, right? She was bullied as a young child. And she just remembered like a personal experience where she, was speaking, and because of it, she was bullied in school, and we were able to trace it back, right? And so we don't stay there, right? We don't stay there, but the reason why I have my clients to like really get to the root of it. I'm jumping ahead. I do this all the time. So the roots is a fear of rejection and a fear of other people's opinions. But to observe the origin is the next step, which is the O, which is what I was jumping ahead in. So the O is to get to the root, to get to the origin of the seed, right? So your mind is a garden, and your thoughts, your beliefs are seeds inside of your garden. So we got to get to the seed. Where was the seed first planted? Where was this broken belief first planted? Where was this fear of rejection first planted? And so this was the work that I did with my client, and that I do with my clients. So we were able to trace it back to an experience that she had as a child, being bullied in school, being teased for using her voice, right? And so we don't stay there. We actually overturn this, right? We just touch on it so that we know exactly the neural pathway that we have to rewrite. Because it's one thing to like create affirmations, but when you're creating affirmations and just repeating affirmations, it's like you're starting a whole entire new neural pathway in your brain. But when you can get to the origin of that original neural pathway and really envision and see yourself in where you first initially learned this thought, where this first seed was planted, then you're able to do the work on that same neural pathway, right? So you're not having competing neural pathways. Instead of that one still being there, you're actually just rewriting that original form. And so you're going to actually then go into the second O in the root system. And this is to overturn the somatic soil of sabotage, right? So your somatic soil is your body, it's your nervous system, and it's really what's trying to keep you safe. So because she had feelings of embarrassment and of shame, her body remembers that feeling as a child. And now her body's like, I don't want to go back there. And so her body is literally doing everything in its power to keep her safe. And so she was procrastinating. She was saying, I'm just not an outspoken person. She kept saying that, I'm just not an outspoken person. And I'm not saying that you have to be super loud and no, not at all, because I'm not like that either. However, you do have to speak about your offer. If you're a business owner, if you're a coach, you have to speak about the transformation that your offer entails, right? The transformation that your clients will see after working with you. And so if you're not speaking about it, who will? Right. And so that's the thing. So it's like, it's really important to do this work, do the inner work, and to go through to see like what is the root? Why is this coming up for me? Why is my body resisting the growth that I want to see? The very thing that I want, my body is resisting it. Why? And this is the work that I do with my clients to really get to the root and to overturn that somatic soil of sabotage. And in this phase is where I teach my clients to really walk through the safe protocol, because your business will only grow to the extent of your belief system and your body's safety. And so if your body doesn't feel safe, it's not going to go forward. No matter what you do, no matter how much you try, you're going to end up in a like fight response, right? And so inside of my program, I actually break this down deeper, but the first step of the safe protocol is actually a framework inside of this framework. And so it's the S in the safe framework is to really do a somatic scan. What am I feeling in my body? What am I feeling? Where am I feeling it? Right? Is it in my gut? Is it in my chest? Like, where am I feeling this? Unsettledness? Where am I feeling the tension? And then the A is to then anchor into truth, anchor into safety. And I teach this deeper, but like when you're anchoring into safety, this is when you're actually regulating your nervous system. So the safe protocol is actually done like in the spot, in the moment, when you know you have to show up for your business, but you're in a fight or flight or freeze response, right? And so the somatic scan is actually that. You're like asking yourself, okay, what am I feeling in my body right now? Am I making this decision out of fight? Am I making this decision out of flight? Am I making this decision out of fawn? Or am I making this decision out of freeze? Right? You're procrastinating, like you're freezing, you're flighting. So it's like, what stage am I in right now in my dysregulation? Right? It's really important to understand the phase that you're in, because awareness comes before the transformation, the intervention that you have to do. You have to be aware of what it is that your body's feeling. Tap in with your emotions. This is why emotional intelligence is so important. And then you want to anchor in safety. And we do this through breath work, right? Through really centering yourself and allowing Holy Spirit to just settling into yourself, grounding yourself, feeling secure, feeling safe, allowing Holy Spirit to minister to your heart in that moment. And there's so many different practices, but deep breathing, also the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, also just the somatic touch, because that releases oxytocin, which is the love hormone. It brings safety, it brings trust, it brings love. And so these are different tactics that I use inside of my coaching framework and that I teach my clients. And then continuing on with the safe protocol is the F. This is where you're focusing on your identity and focusing on your intention. And so why am I showing up, right? You got to go back to, okay, why? What is my intention? Focus on your intention. Focus on your identity. You've been called a business owner. You've been called a coach. God has called you to this. And so you want to focus on who it is that called you, who it is that you're serving. You want to focus on who it is that you're serving, right? Why are you showing up? You're showing up to serve the women and the men or whoever that God has called you to serve. And so it's important to focus on your intention, okay? And then finally, in the safe protocol is to now embody her. Step out, embody this version of yourself that God is calling you to be. Who is she? Now you got to take an action step to embody her. Whether it was maybe, you got anxious about going live to talk about your offer. So now what you need to do is settle yourself, get safe, go through the safe protocol and really anchor your body in safety and take action, embody her. Even if, say for instance, you don't want to go live, right? Say for instance, all right, you don't want to go live just yet. Maybe you can even just start with maybe a quick story, right? Just building up the momentum and then go live, right? Just taking baby steps, but do some sort of an action to embody the version of yourself that God has called you to be as a coach, full-time entrepreneur, business owner. You have to embody that identity, all right? And then finally, that's overturning the somatic soil of sabotage. And then lastly, you're going to tend the seed of truth, right? And so you got to understand whose you are. This is why I have so much material, but I literally give my clients a whole sword of the spirit worksheet, or it's not even a worksheet, a workbook. It's a sword of the spirit workbook where it's like, it focuses your attention on just Bible scriptures. What does the word of God say about you? The word of God says that you are as bold as a lion, right? In Proverbs 28:1, the righteous are as bold as a lion. And so you have to embody that, no longer thinking, oh yeah, I'm not an outspoken person. I'm not saying you have to be super loud, but you got to speak about your offer. Like, this is a huge marketing is the heartbeat of your business. And so if you're constantly telling yourself this broken belief, you're going to have the cycle of just not showing up. You're not going to be outspoken about your offer, and then you're not going to have any sales. Right. And so you got to tend the seed of truth. And the truth of God is that you are as bold as a lion. Right. Also in it's John 10, verse 27. This is Jesus speaking, but I often use it in regards to content creation and marketing. But it's like he says, my sheep know my voice, right? And they follow me. And so you are a leader, you're a thought leader, you're a business owner. So God has called you to lead a flock, right? And when you show up in your authentic self, your sheep are going to know your voice, and they're going to follow you when you show up authentically and really serve them and tell them exactly what it is that you have to offer, and share with them how your offer is going to transform their lives, right? And so it's really, really important that you work through these steps and tend the seed of truth. No longer are you going to continue to think this thought, I'm just not an outspoken person. No, you're going to say, I am an outspoken person when it comes to my business. I am called to speak and to serve God's people. I am as bold as a lion, right? Greater is he that is within me than he that's in this world. And so when you reprogram your mind and tend the seed of God's truth over your life and over your business, you can now begin to show up boldly, speak with confidence, speak with conviction, speak with certainty when it comes to showing up and marketing your business, right? This is a transformation that I'm able to help my clients to do. So many of my clients, they come with these same thoughts, right? These same thoughts, these same broken beliefs, and we're able to do the work, the deep inner work, to get to the root of it, to really get to the root, uproot it, and plant the seed of truth, and be able to tend that seed of truth. And so that their business sees the results that they really want to see. Because you can have the tool set, you can have the skill set, but it's so important to have the mindset behind it as well. And I help my clients to have the tool set and the skill set, but the mindset portion of it is really, really, I love the mindset portion of it, because it's really where you see the true transformation, right? Because it's like, you can know what to do and still not do it. You can have the skill set, you can have the tool set, you can have the tactics, you can have the strategies, but if you don't truly have belief, if you don't have belief behind what it is that you're offering, you're not going to show up, you're not going to offer it. And so if you want to learn more about how I serve my clients inside of my Business by Belief coaching container, you can just comment the word coach, and I'll send you the link to my Call to Coach workshop, where I dive deeper inside of how to do this work, right? How it is that I help my clients to build out their skill set, build out their tool set. I help my clients to create their signature frameworks, their signature coaching frameworks. I also help them to develop storytelling formation, and then also to simplify their sales funnel. And so the reason why I'm even doing this series is because these are a lot of the beliefs that I find my clients come up with, and that I work with my clients through. And so I really wanted to just create space here on YouTube to really bring these beliefs to the forefront, to serve you and to show you, like, you do not have to hold on to this belief. You don't have to hold on to any of these beliefs. Okay. And so that is what I have for you. Go ahead, leave me any comments, any feedback. What was your biggest takeaway? And also drop coach in the comments as well if you want to learn more about how I can serve you on a deeper level inside of my coaching container. But until the next time, I'm going to tell you just as God told me, put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith, and trust God for the next step. I'll see you in the next one.